The Lakers just made a move that nobody saw coming. And I'm not talking about another practice squad signing or a minor roster adjustment. I'm talking about something that could fundamentally change the trajectory of this entire season. The last 72 hours have been absolutely electric in Lakerland, and the information that's circulating right now has the potential to transform this team from playoff contenders into legitimate championship favorites. I know that sounds dramatic, but once you hear what I'm about to break down for you, once you understand the full scope of what's happening behind the scenes, you're going to realize this is bigger than just another trade discussion. This is about the Lakers making a statement. This is about Rob Pelinka and the front office showing they're all in on winning banner number 18. Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, your home for the freshest updates, the most reliable insider information, and the deepest analysis on our Los Angeles Lakers. If you bleed purple and gold, if you want to know what's really happening with this team before the mainstream media catches on, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button, turn on notifications, because what's about to unfold over the next few weeks could define this entire era of Lakers basketball. Let me paint the picture for you, because context matters here more than anything. The Lakers are having a solid season. We're competitive. We're winning games. LeBron James is defying father time yet again, putting up numbers that shouldn't be possible for someone his age. Anthony Davis is healthy and playing at an MVP level. The young guys are contributing. The energy is good. But if you've been watching closely, if you've been paying attention to the details like I have, you know there are cracks in the foundation. There are weaknesses that elite teams will exploit when the playoffs roll around. Our perimeter defense has been inconsistent at best. Our wing depth is concerning. When teams start hunting mismatches, when they start attacking specific players on the defensive end, we don't always have the personnel to counter. That's a problem. That's the kind of problem that gets you eliminated in the second round when you're facing teams like Denver, Phoenix, or Golden State. The front office knows this. Rob Pelinka isn't sitting back satisfied with where we are. He's not content with just making the playoffs. This organization has championship expectations, and that means addressing weaknesses before they become fatal flaws. That's why the Lakers have been active. That's why they've been monitoring the market, having conversations, exploring every possible avenue to upgrade this roster. And that brings us to the name that's been circulating in NBA circles for the past few months. A name that's suddenly become very relevant, very real, and very possible. Andrew Wiggins. Now, before you react, before you jump to conclusions, let me walk you through exactly why this makes sense and why this could be the move that puts the Lakers over the top. Andrew Wiggins is currently with the Miami Heat. He's averaging 16.7 points, 4.9 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.1 steals per game this season. Those are solid numbers, but they don't tell the whole story. Wiggins isn't a guy who needs the ball in his hands to be effective. He's not going to demand 20 shots a game. He's not going to disrupt the offensive flow. What he brings is exactly what the Lakers need most: elite perimeter defense, positional versatility, championship experience, and the ability to thrive in a complementary role alongside superstars. Think about what Wiggins did with the Golden State Warriors when they won the champion. He wasn't the first option. He wasn't even the second option. But he was absolutely critical to their success. He defended the best perimeter player every single night. He hit open shots when the defense collapsed on Steph Curry. He crashed the boards. He made winning plays. That's the version of Andrew Wiggins the Lakers are targeting, and that's the version that could solve so many of our problems. Imagine having someone who incredibly guard guys like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Devin Booker, or Jamal Murray. Imagine having another wing who can switch on screens, contest shots at the rim, and make life easier for LeBron and AD on the defensive end. That's what Wiggins brings to the table. According to Jake Fisher from Bleacher Report, the Lakers have been monitoring Wiggins closely to see if Miami makes him available. This isn't new speculation. This isn't something that just popped up yesterday. The Lakers have been tracking this situation since September. That tells you something. That tells you this is serious. That tells you the front office sees real value in making this happen. Now, does that mean a deal is imminent? Not necessarily. Does it mean Wiggins is definitely coming to LA? Of course not. But it does mean the Lakers are doing their homework. They're preparing for multiple scenarios, and they're ready to pull the trigger if the opportunity presents itself. Let's talk about fit, because that's what really matters here. How does Andrew Wiggins fit with this Lakers team? How does he complement what we already have? Start with the defensive side of the ball. LeBron James is still capable of playing elite defense. He's 40 years old. You can't ask him to chase around the opposing team's best wing player for 48 minutes every night during the regular season. You need to save his energy for the playoffs. Anthony Davis is your rim protector, your help defender, your anchor. You can't have him constantly switching out to the perimeter to cover for weak links. What you need is someone who can take on the toughest defensive assignment every night and do it at a high level. That's Wiggins. He's proven he can guard multiple positions. He's got the size at 6'7" to defend bigger wings. He's got the lateral quickness to stay with guards. He's got the strength to battle in the post when needed. That versatility is invaluable in today's NBA, where teams are switching everything and attacking mismatches relentlessly. Offensively, Wiggins fits like a glove. He's shooting a respectable percentage from three. He can attack closeouts. He's an excellent cutter. He moves well without the ball. When you've got LeBron James and Anthony Davis as your primary offensive engines, you need guys around them who don't need plays called for them to be effective. You need guys who can space the floor, make the extra pass, and capitalize on the attention that your stars command. Wiggins has shown throughout his career that he can do exactly that. During his time in Golden State, he thrived playing off Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. He understood his role. He stayed within himself. He made winning plays. That's the exact mentality you want when you're building a championship roster around established superstars. Now, let's address the complications, because this isn't a simple situation. There are real obstacles that could prevent this deal from happening. First and foremost, the Miami Heat are currently 10-6. They're in the playoff hunt in the Eastern Conference. They're not a team that's looking to blow things up or tank for draft picks. That means if they're going to trade Andrew Wiggins, it's going to cost something significant. They're not just going to give him away for a couple of second-round picks and salary filler. The Lakers would need to put together a package that makes sense for Miami, and that's challenging given LA's limited trade assets. We don't have a treasure trove of young prospects. We don't have a bunch of unprotected first-round picks to throw around. We've already traded a lot of our future assets to build the current roster. So any deal for Wiggins would require creativity. It would require sacrifice. And it would require the Lakers to decide which current rotation players they're willing to part with. The second major complication is Wiggins' contract situation. He has a $30 million player option for next season. That means at the end of this year, he can choose to opt out and become a free agent. From the Lakers' perspective, that creates uncertainty. Are you willing to give up assets for a player who might only be here for a few months? Are you comfortable making that kind of investment for what could essentially be a rental? These are legitimate questions that the front office has to wrestle with. On the flip side, if Wiggins comes to LA and thrives, if he loves playing with LeBron and AD, if he sees an opportunity to win more championships, maybe he opts in or works out a longer-term deal. Maybe the Lakers become his preferred destination long-term. But you can't bank on that. You have to make the decision based on what you know right now. And what you know is that there's no guarantee he'll be here beyond this season. There's also the question of what Miami wants in return. Do they want young players with upside? Do they want draft picks? Do they want veteran players who can help them win now? The Heat are in a weird spot where they're good enough to make the playoffs, but probably not good enough to win the championship. That's the worst place to be in the NBA. You're stuck in mediocrity without a clear path forward. Maybe they decide that trading Wiggins for future assets makes sense. Maybe they decide to retool around their younger players and take a step back this season. Or maybe they decide they like what they have and they're not interested in making a deal at all. The Lakers don't control that decision. All they can do is make their best offer and hope Miami is willing to engage. Let me give you my honest assessment of this situation. I think the Lakers should absolutely pursue Andrew Wiggins aggressively. I think he's exactly the type of player we need. I think his skill set addresses our biggest weakness. I think his championship pedigree and playoff experience would be invaluable come April and May. But I also think the Lakers need to be smart about what they give up. We can't mortgage the entire future for a guy who might be here for 3 months. We can't gut the roster and leave ourselves with no depth. The deal has to make sense both short-term and long-term. If Miami's asking price is reasonable, if we can acquire Wiggins without giving up critical pieces, then I'm all for it. Pull the trigger. Make it happen. But if they're asking for the moon, if they want multiple first-round picks and key rotation players, then maybe you walk away and explore other options. The beauty of this situation is that the Lakers have time. The trade deadline isn't until February. We've got months to see how the season unfolds, to evaluate our needs, to gauge the market. If Wiggins continues to play well in Miami, if his value increases, maybe other teams get involved and drive up the price. If he struggles, if his numbers decline, maybe Miami becomes more willing to move him for less. The Lakers need to be patient. They need to let the situation develop, but they also need to be ready to act when the moment is right. Championship windows don't stay open forever. LeBron isn't getting any younger. You have to strike while the iron is hot. One more thing I want to mention before we wrap this up. This isn't the first time Wiggins has been connected to the Lakers. These discussions have been happening since September. That persistence tells me something. It tells me the Lakers genuinely believe in his fit. It tells me they've done extensive homework on his game, his personality, his work ethic, his impact on winning. Teams don't monitor a player for months unless they're seriously interested. This isn't just smoke. This is real interest from a front office that's trying to build a championship roster. Whether it actually happens or not remains to be seen, but the fact that these conversations are ongoing should excite Lakers fans. It should make you optimistic about the direction of this team. It should give you confidence that Rob Pelinka and the front office are doing everything possible to maximize this championship window. So here's what I think happens. I think the Lakers continue to monitor the situation closely. I think they stay in communication with Miami. I think they explore every possible trade package that makes sense. And if the opportunity presents itself, if the price is right, I think they pull the trigger before the deadline. Andrew Wiggins in a Lakers uniform, playing alongside LeBron and AD, defending the other team's best player every night, hitting open threes, making winning plays. That's a vision worth pursuing. That's a move that could put us over the top. That's the kind of addition that transforms a good team into a great team. Now I want to hear from you, Lakers Nation. Do you want the Lakers to trade for Andrew Wiggins? What would you be willing to give up to make this happen? Do you think he's the missing piece that puts us over the top? Or are you worried about his contract situation and the uncertainty beyond this season? How would you feel about him taking minutes away from some of our current rotation players? And be honest, do you trust Rob Pelinka to make the right call here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I genuinely want to know how Lakers fans feel about this potential move. If you're not already subscribed to Lakers News Fan Report, what are you waiting for? This is where you get the most detailed analysis, the fastest breaking news, and the most passionate coverage of Lakers basketball anywhere on YouTube. I'm here every single day bringing you the updates that matter, the insights you need, and the perspective that helps you understand what's really happening with this team. Hit that subscribe button right now, turn on those notifications, and let's ride this season together. We've got something special brewing in LA, and I want you here for every moment of it. Lakers Nation, let's get banner 18. I'll see you in the next one.